All right, let's get to it. All right, good evening, everybody. We are live streaming on Honey, the new movie channel that you can exclusively see on Roku if you have a Roku TV device, or you have access to our website, reach1communications.com, and on YouTube under our Beat Break Radio channel on YouTube. We are broadcasting live. Check, check. Check 1 2 1 2. All right. Okay. I was hearing myself in the background. There was a little bit of a delay there, and I wanted to make sure that as I am talking, I'm not getting another voice behind me speaking at the same time. I'm very, very particular in how the sound quality comes out. All right. As I mentioned before, as I mentioned earlier, for those who are just now tuning in and watching me on the live stream, I am Sean Garvey. I am the owner and president of programming for Reach One Communications and Honey. And speaking of Honey, I am here live with you guys tonight, this evening on a Saturday night to let you all know about how we do things around here for all of our independent filmmakers and content creators. If you are new to what I do, as you can see in front of you, I have on my Beat Break 87 FM t shirt that I had made a few years ago. We're talking about maybe about close to 10 years ago. I had this shirt made by a third party, and I still have it to this very day. So, shout outs to the brand, the company that customized the Beat Break 87 FM t-shirt from 10 something years ago. And we're going to be rebranding our radio station, where actually it's already been rebranded as Podcast FM 87, and hopefully we will have some t-shirts made for the new and improved podcast 87 FM coming very soon. But right now we are focusing on Honey, the new movie channel for independent filmmakers and content creators. Now, around this time, we do this thing called the Saturday night premiere, or as I put it, the Saturday night box office premiere on Honey. And every Saturday night, viewers that tune in to watch content on Honey will get an opportunity to watch independent films starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you are on the East Coast, to watch a new movie every Saturday night. And we started doing that since the beginning of June. And so now it is the last week in July, going into August, and we are looking forward to bringing new content and bringing new exclusive films that you may have not seen in theaters or you may have not seen anywhere else but on Honey. So we are getting some submissions from independent filmmakers and content creators that are looking to have Honey as the premiere spot to launch their movie. So we had to put a pause to the Saturday night box office premiere for the past couple of weeks, including this week. But we will be bringing back the Saturday night box office premiere very soon. Please be on the lookout for that. But I thought it was only right to come on this Saturday night to explain to you about how to get your film submitted to Honey. And that ties into with the Saturday night box office premiere, since most of the movies that are coming in to us are scheduled and set up to be on the Saturday night box office premiere before you watch it on demand via Honey. Now, what is the reason? I know there's some folks out there that is watching me on Instagram Live, YouTube, and wherever else you are watching the streaming from, including our channel, Honey. I know that there are people out there that are asking the question, okay, why are you doing this, Sean? Why are you doing another tutorial video on honey, right? Well, because the simple answer to that question is this. Honey is still new to a lot of people. It's a streaming service, right? And you can only get it on your Roku TV. You can also access it reach1communications.com. We do not yet have an actual mobile app for Honey. That's in the works at the moment, but it's multiple places, multiple ways to watch content on Honey. That is by way of Roku TV and on reach1communications.com if you follow all the prompts. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be very honest with you. We are far, far away from the old age of television. And what I mean by that is there's not these days, let alone or cable television. And if you know that, because I've tried out everything, I've tried linear TV, cable television, and dabbed into satellite television a few times, right? And so with this new phenomenon, which of course is called streaming TV, it's still television, but it's streaming, right? Um, there are people that are out there who are having trouble, for a better lack of term, that are having trouble accessing streaming services platforms. And then there are people who do not have a Roku TV. There's Amazon TV, they have the Fire Stick, Apple TV, and all of these other services that are out there, right? But Roku, which of course is popular, and I'm so blessed and fortunate to have Honey be a part of the Roku family, there are still people that are watching streaming content without the Roku TV. And in the past, that we've been doing this, we've had people who have said to me, whether it's in an email or in a text, and they say, "Hey, I can't find the content on what you guys are putting out there. Where can I go see it?" And this, that, and the third, right? And fortunately, I had my co-owner and my business partner, Lexi Love. She and I did a tutorial video on how people can access Honey on Roku TV, as well as how to access it on your phone or on your laptop, computer, whatever you use to watch internet content, right? Now, a few days ago, our very own marketing strategist, Natalie, she had the opportunity to better explain how people can access Honey on their Roku television. So before I go any further and take a deep dive into how filmmakers and content creators can submit their content to Honey, I want to allow our marketing strategist, Natalie, to further explain how one can download the app and watch Honey on their Roku television device. So let's go ahead and head over to Natalie with more information on how to download the Honey app to your Roku TV. Take it away.
Hi everyone, it's Natalie Jameson here. I'm the marketing strategist at Honey, and today I will be breaking down how you can go about accessing Honey on your Roku device. To download Honey, it really is very simple. First, you're going to go to your Roku homepage, and you're going to go to the option Search. Next, type in Honey in your search bar. In the app section here. And of course we see Honey with that beautiful dripping honey logo. We know that Honey is one of its kind, and it's the only one present here, so we're going to click it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have a look around. At Honey is the on-demand feature. So now you could go into accessing any of the movies that have previously shown in our Saturday night movie premiere at any time, as they're all accessible here in this lineup. What's currently going on in Honey, we're going to click the live streams. It's going to load.
Need more support.
Basically, to check out some of the other features, just kind of look around and just feel free to explore. And that's all, folks. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching this quick tutorial on how to access Honey and download it on Roku. Be sure to keep up with us at Honey Movies app on every social media there is: TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, whichever one you want to call it. And keep it locked here for more updates in the coming weeks. Stay tuned for more. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Thank you so much, Natalie, for that important information and for that wonderful video presentation on how people can download and access Honey to their Roku TV. And like she said, it is simple, right? Like I said, we are far, far away from the days of analog TV, even linear TV, even though linear TV still exists, as well as cable television and satellite TV. But now, this new phenomenon called streaming, everybody's accessing it, everybody's watching their favorite programs, their favorite movies, their favorite content on multiple streaming services. And here at Honey, we are so appreciative and proud to be a part of that world. We want to be able to go where everybody is at. And I think that as a programmer and as the president of programming for Honey, it's very paramount and very vital that we keep up with the times and we make sure that we give our audience members what they want to see, including films, right? So that's why we're here this evening to show our filmmakers, especially our up and coming aspiring filmmakers and even our content creators, on how to get your film aired on Honey. All right. So I know there's dozens and dozens of places where people go to submit their content, to submit their films to different competitors. We call them our competitors because we want to be as competitive as the ones that are already established. And the ones that I'm talking about are your Tubies of the world, your Hulu, your Netflix, your Peacock, and so forth and so forth and so forth, right? But the other question you're probably asking as you watching me live is, well, what separates Honey from all the other competitors that are out there, from Tubi, from Netflix, from Hulu, and all the other streaming platforms that are out there in the digital cyberspace, right? So, what makes us different is that we have a couple of things that plan to offer to our new clientele and to our new customers that they're not getting anywhere else, right? So, one thing, pay per view, PPV, pay per view. So, for all of my 80s babies, 80s kids, and 90s babies, 90s kids, you all remember pay per view, right? Now, pay per view still exists, but it's not like the pay per view that we grew up watching or accessing back in the day, especially if you one of those people that didn't want to go to Blockbuster or you didn't want to go to your local video store to rent a movie for the night and to only return it 2 or 3 days later and you get hit with that late fee. And we all know we don't like those late fees, right? So we have this pay-per-view feature that we are going to have a part of our um, objective here at Honey. And we'll get into that in just a little bit, but we're going to have the pay per view feature added on to our roster of all the different things that we have here at Honey. And we also have adult pay-per-view that we are going to launch very soon. Now, it's self-explanatory when I say adult pay-per-view for adult onlys, okay? For adult only, for mature audiences only, for people who are 21 and older. You all will have a chance to watch certain things on adult PPV that are not suitable for all audiences, just for mature audiences only. All right, so that's coming soon. That's one thing that separates us from all the other streaming services, even the paid streaming services that you have to pay for on a monthly basis. And that's the second thing too, is that we have a sense of a nostalgia, right? We have a sense of a nostalgia here at Honey where Honey reminds you of the days of premium channels, right? We talking about your HBO, we talking about your Cinemax, Showtime, Stars, etc. Right? And so think of Honey as a combination of nostalgia meets the new way you look at television, and it all comes together as one into a streaming service. That's what Honey. That's pretty much the makeup of what Honey is. A combination of old school and new school coming together to complement each other and to still give you the best quality and entertainment programming for all ages, for all walks of life, for all audience members. We don't marginalize, we don't limit certain people from watching Honey. Is pretty much a streaming service for anybody that's interested in watching talk shows and watching radio shows. We have a couple of radio shows that we simulcast on Honey, like my show, the Beat Break Morning Show, in which you can check out weekday mornings from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on Honey, as well as on Podcast FM 87. I just had to throw in that plug there. So we have that. We also have your movies, right? So remember now we have the Saturday night box office premiere that we're going to be bringing back in a few days, and you get a chance to watch some great films that didn't make it to the theaters, but you can check them out exclusively here on Honey. And like I said, we have our talk shows, we have our music video show, like the guy that does the Radio Super Show on our radio station, Podcast FM 87. He goes by the name of TJ Superhype, and you can check out his program, Rock the Mic, which is another show outside of his radio show, Radio Super. But it's Rock the Mic is a music video show that showcases a lot of independent hip hop, rap artists, and even R&B artists that are doing their thing in the industry. All right. So we have pretty much a plethora of different shows and different content on Honey, and we're looking forward to ushering out new content in the months ahead. Right. So right now, I just want to focus on how filmmakers, how independent filmmakers and content creators can get their content aired on Honey. Okay, so these are the kind of questions that we get all the time from people, especially from independent filmmakers and content creators. How do I get my stuff on Honey? How can I get my content seen on Honey all over the world? Because it's not just only here in America, ladies and gentlemen, but it's other parts in the world that people can access Honey, whether you are in Africa, whether you are in Asia, whether you are in New England, London, Paris, Tokyo, Australia, all over the world, even here in America, Hawaii, California, on the West Coast, East Coast, we're everywhere. We're global, right? And so we want to be that premier spot for filmmakers, not just only here in America, but from around the world, to have their content seen in front of millions and millions of viewers worldwide. Now, it is a process. There is a process in getting your content on Honey. And what we noticed in our history of dealing with independent filmmakers that have submitted their content to Honey is that they send us their movie, but they do not send a package. There's a difference between sending content over to us and sending a package, PACKAGE package, PACKAGE. I want to make sure I spelled it right. I did go to public school, ladies and gentlemen, but I want to make sure that I am specifically saying something that will gravitate you to becoming a content creator and to having your film and content aired on Honey. Okay. So let's get right into it. How to get my film, how to get my movie, my content on Honey, right? It's really simple. Okay. So here's the first thing. And there's a couple of steps, so you got to bear with me. You got to be patient with me because it is a process in getting your content aired on Honey. All right. So the first thing is you have to deliver a 30-second to 1 minute movie trailer, right? And also for all of my filmmakers that are watching this, consider this as a teachable lesson in making sure that your package is right when you're sending out materials, movies, content to not just only to us, to Honey, but you may be sending it out to a lot of important places, a lot of important hands that want to see your content, but they're going to ask for these kind of things too. And if you don't have them, then you're pretty much not ready to submit at all. And a movie trailer is pretty much just the short version of what your movie is about. And we grew up watching movies, we seen the movie trailers. They're pretty much like promos, if you will. They're promoting the movie before it goes over to theaters or before you can even watch it in theaters. It's giving you kind of almost like a teaser of what to expect from this particular movie. And the people here at Honey, we want to be able to help filmmakers get those people to watch your movie on Honey. And the best way to do is social media. So that's the first step for all of my independent filmmakers out there is please submit a 30-second to 1 minute movie trailer of the movie. All right. If you don't have one, then create one. All it takes is just editing your content in post production. So consider it kind of like a sizzle, like with directors and producers that work on a set of a project or something like that. They want to create or have people in place to create a sizzle reel just to show an important person, an executive or whoever within that entertainment industry or within that entertainment company to show them an idea or a vision, if you will, of what that product is. So we are asking filmmakers to please send a 30-second to 1 minute movie trailer so that way we can help you market and promote that movie trailer on social media. So please have one ready and to be included in your package. I want to give a shout out to, speaking of films, I want to give a shout out to 6MP Films for checking in on the live, as well as Black Dion or Dion underscore graphics. I'm sorry if I'm misspelling the name, but I appreciate you for checking in and getting some of this important information that we are sending to our independent filmmakers and content creators. So, for those who are just checking in, this is another video tutorial, but this time it's different. It's not how to access Honey, but it's to also show how filmmakers can submit their films over to Honey. So, we just explained the 30-second to 1 minute movie trailer for you independent filmmakers and artists to submit to us as part of the package. Number two, 3 movie posters. Now, I know for all of my filmmakers out there, especially for those that study cinema, you have saw or have seen movie posters all the time. Okay, especially in theaters, online, wherever you see a movie poster, it's pretty much just an image promoting the movie. Everything is a part of the marketing and promotional plan. And so, for all of my independent filmmakers out there, please have 3 movie posters to send to us so that way we can include it in our marketing package to promote on social media. So we need those 3 movie posters, or if you only have 1 or 2, we can take 1 or 2 movie posters, but the maximum is 3. So minimum is 2, max is 3. Please have at least 2 to 3 movie posters to submit to us so we can use those images for our social media campaign. All right. Number three, if you have a film and is not in an MP4 format, please have your film or films in an MP4 format to be highlighted and to be showcased on Honey. Now, we have a system that helps launch and program the movies that you see on Honey, but all of them are in an MP4 format. All right. So for all of my non-filmmakers out there, if you don't know what an MP4 format is, it is pretty much a format that a lot of movies and films, especially like web series and even full-length films operate off of. It's a format that's a bit different from an MP3. MP3, when we think of MP3, that's more of audio, that's more of music. MP4 is more of video. So please send an MP4 to us. We cannot take anything that's in a WAV format. That's WAV. In a WAV format, we can't take anything. And if you send us a WAV format anyway, we have to charge you. Okay. It's not a lot of money, but we have to charge you in order to convert the WAV format into an MP4 format. So if you're watching once again, or if you're just now tuning in, all of my filmmakers out there, please send your films or your content in an MP4 format. And the same thing goes for non-film content, whether it's a talk-based show or a music video show like the person that I just spoke of earlier, TJ Superfum, Rock the Mic, he sends his stuff in an MP4 format. So please have your stuff in an MP4 format so that way we can properly load it into our third party system and make sure that the audience see your work. They can't see your work if your video content is not in an MP4 format. All right. The next thing is name of cast members. All right. So we want to make sure that the cast members that are a part of your film are getting the proper credit that they deserve, especially when we put it in the description box for every movie that is premiered and aired on Honey. Filmmakers, when you are submitting your films, please send us the name of each of your cast members. It helps us with the credits. Now, of course, the filmmakers that hire or recruit the talent to be a part of their movies, they usually either credit them in the beginning of the film or they give the talent and the crew members credit at the end of the film. But what we like to do here at Honey is to make sure that the viewers see the credits, see the name of the cast members even before, during, or after the movie ends. So it's just part of the protocol when it comes to sending your package over to us and making sure that each member in the film, including the director or the producer, get the credit that they deserve. Okay, so make sure you send us the name of cast members that are in the film. You know, we want to know who these people are that are doing such a great job in portraying or playing that role in the film, especially for our audiences that are going to be watching your content. Okay, that makes sense? Should make sense. It makes sense to me. Synopsis description of the film. Another thing that is very important when it comes to submitting your films to us. We want to know just a brief description, somewhat like an elevator pitch of what your movie is about. This will go into the description box along with the name of the cast members. Okay, so make sure that along with the cast members' names and everything else that we just explained a few moments ago, please, please, please send us a synopsis description of the film. This will help us to let the audience know what kind of movie they are watching. Okay. And also in your synopsis description of the film, make sure that you include what kind of genre the movie is. Is it horror? Is it suspense? Is it comedy? Is it romance? Describe to us what kind of genre it is so that way we can add that into the description box as well. Really quick, got to give a big shout out to the Flow Television Network. Shout outs to Stephanie and the great people at the Flow Television. We got some very great things that we're going to be doing with the Flow Television very soon. The Flow Television is also a streaming, and I want to make sure that I give them their credit. The Flow is also a streaming app that you can download and watch for free on Roku. And they're just not only on Roku, but they're also on Fire TV, Apple TV, Android TV. So, they got the whole shebang over there. And the great thing about the Flow is that they also carry some of our Reach One communication shows over there too, like the Beat Break Morning Show, Soul Days Live, and they also going to be airing Therapy Ain't No Joke coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm very excited about that. And also, side note too, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be back in Atlanta in September. That's right. This is breaking news as we are live streaming here on Honey and on YouTube under Beat Break Radio. Yes, I will be back in Atlanta in September. So I got one more month to go, and then I will be back in Atlanta. And I got a few other major announcements as well too, but I'm not going to spill all the beans on tonight's live stream. I am going to fill you in on what those big announcements are in the next couple of days. But big shout out to the Flow Television. Make sure you download the Flow Television app to your Roku, to your Android TV, Apple TV, Fire TV. They also got a lot of great programming outside of the Reach One communication based shows. They got a few shows over there, cooking shows, some ministry shows, alternative programming over at the Flow. So big shout outs to Stephanie Starworth for launching the network. And it's also a network that is for everybody. It's not just only for a particular community or for one particular group, and you're definitely going to love it. So while you downloading the Honey app to your Roku TV, you can also download the Flow to your Roku TV and any other streaming device that you may have. And for all of my internet users out there, theflowlightcast.com. You can also check them out there. Theflow.lightcast.com is the website. If you are on the go or if you want to watch all of the Flow content on your laptop computer, on your phone, PC, whatever your mobile device is. So appreciate it. Thank you so much, Stephanie Starworth. Want to make sure I throw that plug in there. I know I kind of oversold it a little bit, but I want to make sure that the Flow get its props and that you, the viewer, check out the Flow Television Network on a regular basis. They are fire over there. So big shout out to the team over at the Flow Television Network. All right. If you're just tuning in, for all of my content creators and filmmakers out there, thank you. I appreciate you as well. We are doing another tutorial video this time for independent filmmakers and content creators that want to submit their film over to Honey, the new movie channel streaming on Roku at the moment. We are looking to expand in the near future, but right now we want to focus on Honey because Honey and Roku is where you can check out all of our content. And for you, as the new aspiring independent filmmaker or established filmmaker that wants to get their content on Honey, here is how to do it. If you miss any of what I talked about as you are logging onto your computer and you watching me or on Instagram Live at Sean Garvey ATL, you can go back and watch it in its entirety. All right. So we are on to the next step and sending your material over to us because we want to make sure that you send everything over to us, and everything that you send over to us will help us help you market your film and your content when it gets premiered on Honey. All right. Also, here is an important thing that is a part of the process. let us know if there are any nudity, profanity, violence, and or adult themes or adult content. All right. So this helps out before anybody watches the film because, like I said, um, Honey, we don't want to marginalize anybody from watching the programs or movies on Honey, but we do have some shows and some content that may not be suitable for all audiences, especially for younger audiences that are under the age of 21. Okay. And so we do have a disclaimer for any movie that has a form of nudity, profanity, violence, and or adult content or adult themes. So please, 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 independent filmmakers out there, please let us know and inform us that if your film has any nudity, profanity, violence, and or adult content. If you remember the films, even in the previews when they show the trailer, the 30-second trailer, the movies, and all that other stuff, they usually have at the bottom of the credits or the announcer would tell you this movie is rated PG or PG-13, contains adult violence, sex, and et cetera, right? So we want the same thing from our independent filmmaker community out there. Let us know beforehand that if your film has any nudity, profanity, violence, and or adult content, so we will know what we are going to be working with. Um, Sorry, my phone was ringing. So we will know exactly what we will be working with before we air the movie live to millions of people worldwide watching movies on Honey. Another thing too is social media handles for all cast members in the film. You heard me explain it a little bit before. Don't only include the cast members' names in the package, but also include their social media handles. We want to follow them and we want them to follow us back. This also helps us in our marketing campaign when it comes time to market and promote their movie. So, filmmakers, please include all social media handles for not just only you as the filmmaker or executive producer of that film, but for all of the cast members in the film. That's very important. Look, we want to make sure that we get the butts in the seats and the eyes glued to the television, but we can't help you do that unless you send us all of the social media handles. Everything operates off of social media in today's digital world. So please, please, please be mindful of that when you are sending your film material. Also, movie website and social media for the film. Filmmakers, you should already have a social media page for your film or films. If you do not have one, I suggest and recommend that you have one established. Okay. Please send the movie website such and such and such and such.com or social media and or social media for the film so that way we can drive the traffic over to your website, to the film's website, and to the social media site for more information. Maybe they could go to your site and look at some behind the scenes footage of the film, the making of the film, that sort of thing. So please include a movie website, address, and social media for the film. And if you want to, now this part right here is optional, but it would be nice to see a behind the scene blooper or commentary of the film prior to us launching the film on Honey, or even after we air the movie for the first time on the Honey Saturday Night Box Office premiere. So send us that if you have any of them. If you don't, it's not a major ask, but it would be nice to send us some behind the scene bloopers or commentary of the film. Okay. Next up, what do we have on the list here? Yep, very important as well. Any professional pictures of cast members. Okay, so we've had independent filmmakers in the past send everything that we asked for except professional pictures of cast members. All right, and if you notice on any streaming service or television network, they have pictures of cast members that are in the film. We want to see what the cast members look like in real life if the movie happens to be where they got to dress up in makeup, wear a wig or a mask or whatever, or if it's an animation film, right? Because we're going to be accepting those type of films as well too. Anything that's animated in the near future, and people want to see who these actors look like behind those voices. So this also helps with our marketing campaign as well. Any professional pictures of cast members are accepted. Please include that in your packaging. All right. Honey at reach1communications.com is our email address. If you have any questions or if you want to inquire about sending your films over to us, here is the website below, honey at reach1communications.com. Now, we do have another email address for all of my Google and Gmail users. That is reach1communications at gmail.com. Reach1communications at gmail.com. More than likely, you're probably going to have to start sending your content over there. But in the meantime, only to inquire, honey at reach1communications.com is I was about to say the website. The website is actually reach1communications.com, but email us, honey at reach1communications.com. Myself or any of my associates with Honey will reach back out to you to respond to you and to answer any and all of your questions. Okay. Now, as part of our ongoing process to make sure that each and every filmmaker that he or she submits to Honey will receive a submission form. Okay. And some of the things that are included in the submission form pertains to this right here. So as you can see at the bottom in writing, we will provide you with a consent form to fill out, giving us, Reach One Communications, permission to air your film. Okay. So if you know any of the legalities behind things and stuff, um, you can't air or play someone's content without their consent. So, you know, we come from a place of integrity, right? And we want to make sure that we credit everybody. We make sure that everybody goes through the standard procedure, the proper protocol in getting their film aired on Honey. There's so many movies that I would love to have on Honey, but we do things right around here. We just can't air anybody's film without their consent, or we could face legal action. And I've seen that happen so many times from other places. Um, so, as part of the process here at Honey, we, us as the team here, and myself, we will provide you with a consent form to fill out to make sure that you giving us consent permission to air your film. Okay. Along with that, submit your film to honey at reach1communications.com. Please include a trailer of the film for promotional purposes, which we've already established earlier in our tutorial video. Also, we established, and this is kind of somewhat of a recap that I mentioned just a few moments ago into the tutorial video, that all material must be in an MP4 format. If your film submission is not in an MP format, we can make the conversion for a charge of $5. Now, at first, I wasn't going to give away the fee, but since it's already out there. So there is a fee in order for us to convert whatever the format is into its right format, which is an MP4 format. We did establish that the filmmaker or the person that is inquiring about sending us the film, they got to let us know if the film or if the content contains any of the following: adult content, adult themes, nudity, profanity, violence, and or explicit content. Okay. Now, what is it that we cannot accept here on Honey? That's a fair question. We do not accept any film containing blasphemy, hardcore porn, rape, snuff content, and terrorist threats towards viewers, as they are strictly prohibited from Honey. Okay, so that's very important right there. I'm going to say it one more time. We do not accept any film containing blasphemy, hardcore porn, rape, snuff content, and or terrorist threats towards viewers as they are strictly prohibited from Honey, and it says that in writing. Okay, if you don't know what snuff content is, please look it up. Okay, um, that is a no-no. Okay, and a lot of these things here can come with consequences and even legal action. I'm talking about not only fines but jail time. Okay, so please avoid that. All of those things at the bottom are prohibited from being aired on Honey. All right. All film submissions must be of proper quality, decent to excellent sound, graphics, picture, etc. Okay. So we want to make sure that it is all about quality over here, not just quantity, but quality. Okay. Uh, so you have a content, if you have a show, movie, or whatever, and it is of great quality, of course, we're going to screen it and make sure that it's appropriate to air on Honey. If it's not of great quality, we can't air it. We can't play it. We'll throw in some suggestions and give you some feedback. But if we as a team decide that it's not of great quality to launch it on Honey, then we cannot do that. You got to find somewhere else to uh, distribute that. Okay. You are responsible for marketing and promoting your own film. We will assist in promoting the movie for you. However, it is required that you spread the word about your film airing on Honey /Roku TV. Now, this goes back to what I said earlier about us helping you market and promote your content, but you also have to do the work. Okay, and just being very straightforward with you. You also have to do the work on your end because you're the one that made the movie, your talent made the movie, and you all have to go out there and promote the movie, especially if you don't have a name recognition type of person on set or in your film. I mean, if you have somebody like I'm just gonna throw some names out there, Tyler Perry. If you had Tyler Perry in your film, the movie's already sold. But if you don't, and you just have a bunch of up and coming new talent and stuff like that, you have to go hard on social media and promote the film and allow us to help you as a way of us complimenting you for your film airing on Honey. Okay, so you're responsible for marketing and promoting your own film. We will assist in promoting the movie for you. However, it is required that you spread the word about your film airing on Honey /Roku TV. And there's many ways of a person doing that, whether it's a billboard sign, whether it's getting on these radio shows, podcast, YouTube, whatever media outlet that is at your disposal, please take advantage of that so you can let the folks know, let your followers know to tune in Saturday night at 8 p.m. for the exclusive world premiere of such and such only on Honey via Roku TV. Okay, so help us help you in the process. Once again, the information that you are seeing below will be included in our guideline sheet. As content creator of your film, you will have 3 months of showcasing your film on Honey. Your film will be displayed on Honey during our summer movie preview. Now, summer's almost over, and we are planning on doing some great things for our content creators and for our filmmakers. Now, we will be changing up some of the policies that are in place, and that includes the extension of the films that aired between June and September. Okay, so the films that you have already saw on Honey or getting ready to see on Honey will last after September. Um, we will explain to you a little bit later on why that new policy will be put into place. We will go further in detail, but not in this video at the moment, but at a later time. Okay, so um, I'm happy to announce that those movies that have already aired on Honey, which are on demand right now, if you go to Honey, will be extended out past September. Okay. So that's the great news, and I'm happy to announce that, as I mentioned, this part of the guideline sheet. Okay. Now, speaking of the guideline sheet, this will also be included in the guideline sheet for all of our filmmakers that will review the guideline sheet. After you have submitted your film and trailer promo, you will still maintain all rights to your content. If you wish to no longer have your film or do not want your film launched on Honey via Roku, you have the option to send us a letter or let us know within 48 to 72 hours that you no longer want the movie to be on Honey. Okay, and that's one of the things too, that makes us different from the other streaming services is because the streaming services, when you have your content on that particular streaming service, they own the rights to your content. Okay. Us here at Honey, if you let us, hey, we want you to take our movie off of Honey, which we don't want, but we do understand you may want to take your movie somewhere else or what have you. You just let us know within 48 to 72 hours that you want the movie to be taken off, and we'll take it off. And that's the thing about us here at Honey is that we want to make sure that you win. Okay, we want to make sure that you win and that you maintain and reserve all rights to your content. Okay, the other places, I'm not going to even say their names, but the other streaming services out there own the rights to your content. Here at Honey, we don't own the rights. You take the movies with you, and you know we look forward to possibly working with you even more in the near future. Okay, so I just want to make sure I make that very clear to my independent filmmakers out there. Make sure to send a post of your film to us via email for promotional purposes. We did establish that. You might be asked for an interview on one of our platforms to discuss your film and or content. That is something that we're going to definitely talk a little bit more about in the near future. Of course, I do the Beat Break Morning Show. I do a few other shows and stuff. So, for all of my filmmakers, if you want to get on one of our shows to plug or to promote your upcoming film, your upcoming projects that people can watch and screen on Honey, we do have shows for that. It's not a mandatory requirement, but it's just something to throw out there to our filmmakers that want to promote their film, as we provide them with several platforms to do that on, such as the Beat Break Morning Show. How about that? All right, and one or two more things before we end this video. Adult pay-per-view coming next month. All right. I don't have to say more about that. I don't have to say too much about it, but adult pay-per-view coming next month for all of my adult content creators and people who like to see adult content. Now, if you know what I mean by adult content, I'm talking about X-rated content, okay? X-rated and stuff that are not going to be suitable for younger audience. Okay, so this is for something for the people who may be in a relationship, may be dating, or in some type of marriage or what have you, and looking to spice up their intimacy, spice up their sex life, or people who just like to watch erotic content. We definitely got something for that community and for that audience. Adult pay-per-view coming next month, but you will have to pay. You definitely will have to pay a fee to watch that kind of content. Now, there's already OnlyFans out there and a few other sites in the cyberspace universe. But we will have something like this as part of our package for Honey next month. So be on the lookout for that. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Beat Break Radio. We are streaming live on Beat Break Radio as part of the tutorial video session for all of our filmmakers out there. And as you can see at the bottom is our ticker where you can follow us everywhere on social media, including the Honey Movies app. Make sure to follow us everywhere on social media. Honey Movies app. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Twitter. Well, it's X now. We're on X. We on Instagram. Of course, we're on Instagram all the time, and even on Facebook. So we everywhere on social media. You're gonna see us promote honey so many times, very often, every single day, just like we promote Reach One Network and Podcast FM 87. We got some great things that are getting ready to jump off on those two other platforms. But honey being it is our flagship channel, flagship station, and stuff, and it's still new. We want to invite those people who are used to consuming content from Podcast FM 87 over to Honey as well, and even bring in some new listeners and viewers over to our flagship channel and our flagship station. All right. So, once again, this is the architect Sean Garvey taking some time to educate you all on the process of submitting your film over to Honey. I think this is going to be very, very beneficial to a lot of new filmmakers and a lot of independent content creators that are looking for a home to have their content aired on Honey and not anywhere else, because Honey is the place to be. It's the new platform for content creators and for independent filmmakers that are looking to get their content showcased. All right. So I'm gonna well not end the video just yet, but towards the end of the video, I'm going to once again show you how to download Honey. Okay. So we're gonna bring on our marketing strategist by the name of Natalie, just in case you missed it. She's going to go over with you how to download and access Honey one more time before we fully end the video this evening. So let's go over to Natalie for more information on how you can download and watch Honey.
Hi everyone, it's Natalie Jameson here. I'm the marketing strategist at Honey, and today I will be breaking down how you can go about accessing Honey on your Roku device. To download Honey, it really is very simple. First, you're going to go to your Roku homepage, and you're going to go to the option Search. Next, type in Honey in your search bar. In the app section here. And of course, we see Honey with that beautiful dripping honey logo. We know that Honey is one of its kind, and it's the only one present here, so we're going to click it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have a look around. New at Honey is the on-demand feature. So now you could go into accessing any of the movies that have previously shown in our Saturday night movie premiere at any time, as they're all accessible here in this lineup. What's currently going on in Honey, we're going to click the live streams. It's going to load. Basically, to check out some of the other features, just kind of look around and just feel free to explore. And that's all, folks. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching this quick tutorial on how to access Honey and download it on Roku. Be sure to keep up with us at Honey Movies app on every social media there is: TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, whichever one you want to call it. And keep it locked here for more updates in the coming weeks. Stay tuned for more. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Once again, thank you so much, Natalie, for that important information once again. And shout outs to the person who made the Honey t-shirt. Thank you so much. Looks good on you, Natalie. Really appreciate it. All right. So this has been my time, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you got everything that you need to know before submitting your film and or content to us here at Honey. All right. We will have a paid membership subscription in place September 2024. So please, ladies and gentlemen, please support Honey. in all of our future endeavors. We got a lot of great things that are getting ready to happen for Honey going into 2025. 2025 is almost upon us, and we want to make sure that we go into the new year with another bang for Honey. And I just now put up the Honey logo at the top of the screen there. So I want to make sure I make it clear to you all that Honey is the place to be for all information. And once again, thank you to the Flow Television Network. Stay tuned. We're going to be doing some great things, doing some more. Let me put more in there, keyword, more great things with the Flow Television Network as we continue to grow and progress going into 2025. Thank you so much. And thank you to the viewers and to the people watching me in real time as I give you some important information on how to submit your film over to Honey and to Reach One Communications. Once again, email address honey at reachoncommunications.com. That's the email address, honey at reachoncommunications.com or reachoncommunications at gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Beat Break Radio via YouTube. YouTube, become a subscriber there right now. YouTube channel Beat Break Radio. It is so many platforms out there, but we will make sure that you come to us and support us. The app is going to be coming very soon. Our Reach One Communications mobile app. So that way you have access to not only Honey, but also to Podcast FM 87, Reach One Network, and even a few other platforms as well under Reach One Communications. Okay. So I am running out of time. My mouth is kind of dry from doing all this talking, but I enjoy being with you guys. Okay. All right. I'm going to be back on here in a few days for some more great content. Okay. Once again, if you miss any of tonight's tutorial highlights, go back and check it out on YouTube. Just rewind the tape, go back, jot down some notes. And anybody you know that wants to submit their content to Honey, make sure you have them send us an email, honey at reachoncommunications.com. And we are also looking for adult content creators as well. If you know any adult content creators, or anybody that wants to have their own show on Honey, want to launch their show on Honey, here's the website or email address, honey at reachoncommunications.com. Okay. Until the next time, thank you so much. Take care. Have a great night. And we will be back with more movies on the Honey Saturday night box office premiere. We got some movies coming very, very soon in the next couple of weeks that you will only get exclusively here on Honey. All right. Have a great night. Talk to you soon. Peace.